What is going on, everybody? We should be live. Just going to be setting up a few things real quick. And then we will begin. Alright, we're almost ready to start. And then once we do start, I have a quick little audible because I just noticed that my controller is on its last bar. So I don't know if it's going to make it through 2 hours. But I guess we'll hope that it'll go as long as possible. Alrighty. There we go. I'm excited we finally get to watch the Diablos. I've been waiting this whole season, and we finally get to. What's good, Apple? What's good, Jax? What's good, Pokeball? What's good, Nick? When you didn't know there was a stream, yeah, I kind of announced it late, so 43 minutes late. I thought my video was going to take quicker. So the original plan was to do 2 weeks today, but as I just mentioned, my controller is probably not going to last 2 hours. What I was thinking was we do week 13 today, and then we do week 14 probably Friday or Saturday. Maybe we'll watch 2 games for week 14 because I know the vote is tied, and I want to have week 17 as like its own separate stream. Is week 13 today, week 14 this weekend, weeks 15 and 16 sometime next week, and then next weekend, week 17. And then we open up the playoffs the following week. I would do 2 weeks today, but I don't even know if my controller is going to make it through 1 week. So, don't want to waste any time because this thing could literally die any moment. I don't really know, but let's have Siri pick a user. Siri, can you give me a number between 1 and 2?
It's 1.
1, so that means we'll user us. Convenient. Week 13 now, week 14 later today. I thought that could be a possibility, but I kind of want to have week 17 as next weekend, and like to keep everything at a good pace. I think that might make more sense. Oh man, I can't edit the Chargers jerseys now. F in the chat. But now we get to watch 2 week 14 games this week. Now we can watch the Diablo game because that game was winning the vote, and then we can watch the Chiefs Colts game. Certainly some star-studded players on these two teams. I forgot Bluffington at X Factor. That's gonna be fun. We have all the superstars though, so. This will be a big win for us. In division, obviously, the AFC West is ridiculously close. Remember last year, all 4 AFC West teams, I think, were 6-6 at one point. And I'm pretty sure that's a mathematical possibility again, which is rather frightening. Bluffington will get a pick 6. Let's hope not. I mean, Chippendale hasn't thrown an interception since week 4. Then again, we haven't seen him in a watched game yet, so I guess we don't really know. Alright, let's not waste too much time in the introductions because I want to be able to get through as much of this game as possible. Lucario is the most underrated coach in OFL history. For what? having Cole McDonald go to 2 conference championships, or 1 conference championship and 1 divisional round appearance. Who is most underrated coach? I don't know. What's the opposite of the NFC West? The NFC East? Or maybe, yeah, probably the entire AFC, because at least, like, the NFC East has, like, a legit contender in the Caps. I don't know if there's a legit contender right now in the AFC. I mean, the best 4 or 5 teams in the NFC are better than everybody in the AFC. So, people be saying, hey, well, maybe if this controller dies super soon, I can charge it for, like, 20 minutes, and then I guess we could do week 13 and 14. I mean, I guess that's possible, but we'll see when this thing runs out of juice. I wish I charged it earlier, but I didn't think so. Doing online school right now? Heck no. You got the right idea there, Punch. Or Pog. Why did I call you Punch? You're Pog. You're Poggers. Poggers, Punchers, same thing. Good start for Christian Kirk. Obviously, he's quite good in this game because slot receivers are always putting up ridiculous numbers. Here's Hawkinson. Okay, controller, die right now. I wish I could just plug it into my PS4, because that's what I do with my PS5 controllers, but that's not how it works with the PlayStation 4 controller. So, and I also have 2 working PS5 controllers. I only have 1 good PlayStation 4 controller.
Complete to Harris. It's a gain of 10. And the Mexico City first down.
I had like 3 PlayStation controllers, but 2 of them just broke. Is that KJ Hamler? Okay, KJ. 2 batteries, charge 1 controller while you use the other. That's what I did with the PlayStation 5, but I didn't think it made sense to get another PlayStation 4 controller because, I mean, I'm not going to need this console for that much longer for the most part. I mean, it'll be good to have, but, like, it's not something I'm going to need. Why can't you just plug in? Because that's not how my my charger works. Yeah, he was out. That's not a touchdown. But my charger doesn't plug into the PlayStation. It plugs into an outlet in the wall. Whereas the PlayStation 5 charger I have, it does plug into the console. Otherwise, I would totally do that. Same draft skills and knowledge of scheming. Well, I guess the scheming helped Cole McDonald be good. Use your broken controller to charge the batteries. Is there any bonus for winning the OFL MVP? I don't know. That's actually a good question. I mean, player-wise, if it's a user, which I wouldn't be surprised if Smirnoff were to win it. I mean, maybe we could give him, like, a few boosts. Why doesn't it apply? It's a weird charger. Why are we going for it on 4th and 3? I mean, I would probably just take the points here, but, I mean, okay. And it worked! That's why I'm not calling the plays. But, yeah, my charger just doesn't plug in. I mean, I can take a picture and, like, show you guys in the Discord if you want. But I don't believe it plugs in. I mean, I've had it for 5 years and I haven't tried. But if I were to guess, it doesn't plug into the PlayStation. What if it did? That would be funny. I mean, I guess I can try. Once this runs out of battery, I could always try to plug it in. I mean, I don't think it'll work, but I guess I've never done it, so worth a shot. If Colbert wins MVP next year, I mean, if he plays consistent for all 16 games, it's possible. If the user wins, they should get, like, 3 to 5 overall or a dev up. Well, I mean, chances are if Smirnoff is like top 5 in yards or touchdowns, he'll probably go up in dev anyway. I mean, 3 to 5 feels like a lot. Maybe like 2 rating points. It's hard. I would say it's a little bit harder to get better in Madden 21 than previous Maddens, even with me boosting the XP sliders up a lot. I think I did that at the beginning of last stream, is when I boosted them up. So, I mean, it'll be easier for Smirnoff to get better, but it'll also be easier for everybody else to get better. Here is Gardner Minshew leading the way for the Chargers. He's had a fine year, nothing spectacular, but not bad. Need to be a 99 overall. Who needs to be a 99 overall when you play like a 99 overall? Good start for the defense. Benny Snell loses 3. I really wish our team had names on the jersey numbers because I don't know any of our players' jersey numbers. I think for year 2, Wentz is a good competition for Smirnoff. Not current Carson, but Columbus Caps Carson, yes. Did you say Josh Jacobs is overrated? If so, watch the Jackson Kruger Sports video about why he's not. Well, Josh Jacobs isn't bad. I mean, I would say he's a top 12 running back. I mean, he wasn't great. He wasn't bad last year. I mean, he's a quality starter, but I don't think he's elite like people think he is. He's a good player. I just don't think he's a great player. Wanted Wentz on the Bears. Sad fog. I like having the Bears in our division. Not that we're any good, but I like having the Bears. I enjoy it. So we can both be punching bags together at the bottom. I think Carson won't get a dev up. I mean, I think a lot of his success has been limiting the turnovers, which is ironic because that's not what he does in real life. But I don't think throwing for a super short amount of interceptions helps you dev up. I could be wrong. I don't really know how the dev up system works in this game. But yeah, he doesn't have the big numbers that they do. Only bright side is that you get clapped by one team instead of two. That's true. Smirnoff is very similar to Josh Allen. Yeah, I see that. I think that's a good comparison. I like the visible punching bags, and then the Vikings are that punching bag that people don't realize is a punching bag. But I mean, the Vikings historically are not really good at it. More mobile and slightly more accurate, but you think Smirnoff will end up where Josh Allen currently is? I mean, Smirnoff in his first 2 years is more accurate than Josh Allen was in his first 2 years, to be fair. Really hoping Crowder or Lamb get up to X Factor. Are either of them super high in the receiving stats? Because if they are, then yeah. And if not, then I don't think so. Thinking about doing a Madden 18 Cody Parkey career mode. What position should you play? You should play holder, because if you hold the kicks better, then maybe the double doink doesn't exist. Final play of the quarter, 3rd and 3. Minshew under pressure, nice hit by the corner. I don't know who 24 is. I wish I got a name. Gonna play the Bucks and the Snowhawks. You'll be yeah, I think 1-1 will be successful for you guys. I mean, this is a big test for the Cardinals playing. Like, the two next good teams in the NFC, like, they're not the elite contenders, but the Bucks, I think, are better than everybody in the AFC, and I would probably say the Snowhawks are too. Actually, no, not really. Snowhawks are close, though, but, I mean, those are probably, like, the 5th and 6th best teams in the NFC, behind, like, the big four of Toronto, Arizona, Columbus, and Carolina. So, I mean, that is a tough test, but you're the better team in both of those games. Cody Parkey should play as the janitor or a hobo. Can see it now. Cody Parkey, professional holder. They have got 7 points. Well, that is a pretty big number, so maybe he is. Crowder, yeah, of course Jameson Crowder's good in Madden, so. Because Madden loves their slot guys. Where Jameson Crowder and Christian Kirk become the best receivers in the NFL. What's good, Colin? Welcome, my guy. Do I know who the Texans play? Well, according to the bottom, it looks like they played the Chiefs. So, there you go. That's an interesting game. Texans and Chiefs. First game without Colbert starting for Houston. See if they're better or worse without him. Because who knows? If you don't beat the Bucks, you're going 0-2. You have 3 in-division losses. Can't beat division teams not named the Rams. I mean, the Snowhawks aren't that good. I mean, the Snowhawks are the type of team that is a good team, but they just have, like, bad weeks out of nowhere. So, especially with Kyler Murray, who is one of those inconsistent quarterbacks in this game. So, I mean, if they have a bad week, you guys can blow them out. But when the Snowhawks are not playing terrible, they are very tough out. Yeah. Still possible for you guys to miss the playoffs. If you guys are in the AFC, you'd probably clinch by now. Lose to the Niners every time. The Niners seem to have the Cardinals number. Kind of like an OFL 20. Gonna put Lamb at wide receiver 2 and Crowder at slot. Thought about doing that this season. Well, that'll probably help Lamb's chances of being super high statistically. So if there's anyone who would dev up, I would guess it would be Lamb. But again, I don't really know your receiving stats all that well. Madden 21 logic. 74 overall white slot receiver equals prime Megatron. You're right. You're not wrong there. You're definitely not wrong. AFC would have clinched, especially the AFC East. where nobody's over 500, or nobody is at least 500. Just imagine if there was a good team in the AFC East this year. That division would probably be won by now. Don't know who you're rooting for there. I think the Snowhawks have an extra game over San Francisco, so if I were you, I'd probably root for the Niners, although I think San Francisco is a better team. But, I mean, it's about record and seedings to determine who makes the playoffs, so I would probably root for the Niners. Consider this a week of success if Green Bay and Detroit both lose. I mean, you guys should clinch that division no matter what for the most part. Oh, what a throw! Into the hands of Christian Kirk. Our offense has looked really good today. This is pleasant to see. But, I mean, if Green Bay and Detroit lose, that'll really set you guys up well to win the division. Don't even think Ayuk... I don't think Ayuka's in the slot because he hasn't put up the same numbers that he did last year. I think the CPU didn't put him there. That moves your magic number down to 2. Imagine if the Thunderbirds don't... Imagine if Nick goes 9-7 and misses the playoffs. For meme purposes, that'd be pretty funny. 85 overall X Factor is better than a 70 overall hidden dev. Who's the players you're talking about? Chippendale as the 70. Well, Chippendale's not a 70 though. Oh, Isaiah Thomas would be the 70 hidden, I guess. Better than I don't know. Kyler? Well, Kyler doesn't have X Factor.
Daniel Carlson on for the point after.
Rooting for a Niners and Snowhawks tie. Yes. That would not be fun. That would be funny.
The kick is good.
If you were not in your position, that would be funny to you. You have A-Rod in the slot. It probably is. Did I just say in the slot? I meant the slot. It probably is A-Rob, which is odd because A-Rob is like the last thing you think of as a slot receiver. I mean, he's a big body guy, but Madden will be Oh, Painter. I'm dumb. So I guess Painter and Thomas. Well, so far Thomas has been better. Who would you pick long-term, Isaiah Thomas or Riley Painter? Because we've seen Thomas play very well, and we haven't really seen that with Painter, but Painter seems like the safer choice, and he has X Factor. So, oh dear, who's this white guy? Oh, is that Elmers? Down the field, inside the 10. These offenses are on fire. This is a fun game. Maybe I made the sliders a little bit too ridiculous in favor of the offense, but we need some shootouts. Come on. That doesn't mean we can't have defense be non-existent. Our run defense has been good for the most part. Keanu brings him down. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning. High score so far. Thomas fits the mold of what you like in a quarterback. Painter, you don't. I mean, Thomas is more mobile, but Painter definitely has the better accuracy. I mean, so far through the first year and 3/4 of their career, I mean, Thomas has been the better player. But Painter still has more potential. So, if you pick one again, you'd still choose Smirnov. Honestly, I don't disagree. I mean, if you were in that position, you should take Smirnov again, based on what we've seen. Alexei Smirnov looks like the best quarterback in that draft. Oh, we stopped him! Nice! This game better not end in a sim. I mean, it's possible. So we went for it on 4th and 3 at the 9. Tied at 0. They're down by 11 at the 1, and they go for a field goal? That is so dumb. I mean, I'm not going to complain. But why would they do that? That's such a no-brainer call to go for a touchdown, because it's still an 8-point game. I mean, I guess it's technically a 1-score game, but that's a dumb call. Is this the first game we've seen in San Diego? It might be. I'm not sure. I don't think we've seen the Chargers this year. I know we did a couple times last year. But I don't think we've watched them this year, and obviously we haven't watched us this year until today. If you have the first pick in the fantasy draft, you'd still pick Mahomes? Yeah, I don't think that was the wrong pick. I mean, Mahomes hasn't been real-life Mahomes, but he's still been darn good. Drafts looked like we would look back on how you didn't choose Smirnov, but somehow the storyline has been Painter has struggled. Yeah, I don't think anybody would have expected Alexei Smirnov to play better than Painter, but he has. EA what? EA play calling logic. What a dot from Chippendale. Him and Christian Kirk have been firing on all cylinders. No, that's Deontay Harris. That's not Kirk, that's Deontay. Still a nice throw from Chip, who has been incredible in his first watch game. Mahomes has been a big reason why you're 9-2. He sure has. So, I mean, the other quarterback who would have been looked at number 1 is Lamar, and Mahomes is way better than Lamar here. So, yeah. Chippendale got lucky there. That should not have worked. I mean, he way underthrew Hawkinson, but Hawk just came back to the ball. Got him, he'd be 7-4 at best. I mean, to be fair, the team wasn't good last year, and when Keaton started, Keaton won. Basically, you pick Smirnoff 6 in the fantasy draft. Yeah, pretty much. Are you guys going to call time here or not? Just call time, kick the field goal. Don't do anything stupid. Please don't mess this up. Please, I know they are. I don't want to press X because I feel like they're not going to call the timeout, so we have to see the sack again. But please don't fail me, EA. You have a timeout, use it. Maybe take a shot for the end zone. I wouldn't hate that. Okay, we called a timeout at 9. I would take a quick shot for the end zone. Okay, they're not. That's fine. That's not the end of the world. I'm okay with this. Mobile quarterback suck in Madden Sim. I mean, Kyler sucks. Deshaun Watson isn't very good. Lamar Jackson's not great. So, yeah, I would agree with that. Mobile quarterbacks just are not that good. Stop using... I was just stating as an example. This year, you guys have passed expectations, and Mahomes has been great. But Keaton won a game as the starting quarterback last year on a team that Mahomes won 4 games. Or no, he didn't even win 4 games because he was benched. Benched for the purpose of tanking, albeit, but still benched. Alright, good first half. Our offense was very good. The defense wasn't great, but we didn't let them score touchdowns, which you need to score touchdowns to win. Productive first half for the Diablos. If we can win this game, that would be a huge deal. If we win this game, then we'll be in a very good position to make the playoffs. Just with the lack of depth in the AFC. Top 5 quarterback in the OFL currently in the future, and best user skill position player. Well, probably the best user position player in general. Or I guess regardless of position. Wonder how good Lawrence will be in Madden 20. I'm really curious to see what the rookie quarterbacks do in Madden 22 next year. I mean, Lawrence is probably going to have the X factor. Madden does not like giving rookie quarterbacks the highest depth trait, but I imagine they will for Lawrence. As Minshew just heaved up a sidearm nuke. That was actually kind of a nice throw. But, I mean, all 4 of the top quarterbacks this year, for the most part, are mobile. I mean, Trevor Lawrence isn't known as a mobile guy, but he has mobility. But I'm curious to see what guys like Zach Wilson and Fields and Trey Lance do in Madden Sim next year. I mean, Jordan Love was probably the best of the rookie quarterbacks this year. Love and Burrow were really good. Tua has not been good, and Justin Herbert's pretty nah. Good sack for Myles Garrett. Fields will get star, Lance will get star, Mac will get normal, Zach Wilson will get superstar. I would say that's a fair guess. I think they'll give Mac star. Whether I don't think they should. I think Mac is not in the same tier as Lance and Justin Fields, but I think they'll give Mac star. And I wonder what the ratings are. They going to give Trevor Lawrence an 80? I feel like you have to. Zach Wilson will probably be like 75, 76. Justin Fields, I say 73. Mac Jones, probably pretty close. And then Trey Lance, I think, will be certainly lower. But maybe you give Lance and Fields superstar too. I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. If we score a touchdown, that would turn this game into a sim game. Oh! Right as I say that, Chippendale throws his first pick since week 4. Rodney McLeod picks him off, so the streak is over. Wah, wah. Is Chippendale going to go back to sucking now? That'd be disappointing. Mac Jones will be better right away than Fields or Lance, but a much lower ceiling. Exactly, yes. I think Mac Jones will start week 1 because, I mean, I think a team like the Bears or Washington or the Patriots will look at him. Those teams don't really have starters. I would say the Colts, but I guess you can pretty much cross them off the list. But New England, Washington, maybe Chicago. Maybe not as much Chicago because there's a good chance they have Mitch back. But New England and Washington do not have their starting quarterbacks right now. And they're picking in like the middle of the first round. Nice for Minshew. He's 6 for 9. But, I mean, those teams would start Mac. Whereas Trey Lance better not start week 1 for his own sake. And Justin Fields probably won't start week 1 either. Who is Chippendale's comp? That's a good question. I know FG compared him to Ben Roethlisberger. I can kind of see that. I mean, Chippendale does everything pretty well. And he doesn't do anything super well. Which I guess is fairly similar to Prime Ben. You like Kyle Trask in the second? Kyle Trask sucks. I mean, he was good this year in Florida, but I mean, I would not touch him until like the 4th. Although, if I was you, I would not want Washington to pick Mac Jones in the first round either. I know there are some people who like Mac Jones a lot. I am not one of those people. I mean, Mac Jones is better than everybody who Washington has currently. Sorry, Taylor Heineke. I hate to say that about you because you're a legend, but it's true. It's true. You've already put thought into your OFL 20. I'm not going to think about that until like July or August. I mean, we got to see what the ratings look like next year and what the rookies' ratings are and if the fantasy draft logic is any different. Reminds me of Matt Stafford, but, you know, I disagree. I mean, there's some resemblance. I mean, Chippendale doesn't have the arm strength that Stafford has. At least I don't think Chippendale's... I think I would have to check Chippendale's throw power, but I guess it's probably at like 92. I could be wrong there, but... And he's also probably a little bit more polished than a young Matthew Stafford was. Mac Jones with the great O-line would be great, but that's a caveat. I mean, Washington's O-line is pretty good. New England does too. So New England and Washington, I mean, neither of those teams really have great supporting casts. I mean, McLaurin and Gibson are fine, but Washington doesn't have much else. I'm sorry, Apple. I'm sorry. Antonio Gandy Golden does not count. And then New England's supporting cast on offense sucks. There's Elbers with the touchdown. He's been pretty good today. Chippendale's like, it might be in that ballpark. I'm not entirely sure. You'd rather Washington put big money into Dak? I think that'd be smarter than drafting Mac Jones, yeah. But, I mean, Dak will be franchise tagged or he'll be re-signed. We're only down by 3. If we lose this game, that'll be annoying. If EA let you relocate the Texans to Houston and make them the Oilers, that'd easily be... I mean, you could already do that anyway. I mean, the Oilers are already in the game, so... I mean, that makes sense. It's possible. I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to do relocation next year for OFL 22. I was thinking the other day, if I did do relocation, I think the only teams who'd be allowed to relocate were the teams who didn't relocate this year. Like, the Bears and the Giants and the Falcons and the Broncos, all those teams who were relocated this year, I don't think I would allow to be relocated next year. If I were to bring relocation back, which I mean, I guess I will. I haven't really thought about it. But. You can't with the Texans? I mean, you can turn, like, the relocation setting into... Oh, can you not move the Texans to Houston? Is that what you're saying? I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know the Texans could move to Houston. Phil reminds me of a subway worker. Because they both have footlongs? I'm kidding. Or maybe I'm not. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I couldn't tell you. 3rd and 1 might be the biggest play of the game so far. Just give it to Jacobs and give him space. Perfect. That's all we needed. Relocation into Russia, please. We just need a revamped relocation so we can move an NSL team to Russia. If that was here in Madden 21, then the Cardinals are out of Arizona. They're going to Russia. The Arizona Comrades. That's kind of catchy too, though. All right, 4th quarter underway. My controller is still alive. I didn't think it would this far, to be honest. But controller, I'm going to need another 20 minutes out of you, and then you'll be good. What's good, Ian? Welcome, my guy.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 40-yard line.
2nd and 7. Short throw for Jacobs. Okay. I mean, that didn't do much, but that could have been worse. All right, we're getting near field goal range. Is Johnny Hecker listed as our kicker? Because I know Hecker is, or I think Hecker should be listed as the kicker. That should have been picked. Okay, Hecker does not appear to be the kicker. So why are we going for this field goal? It's a 54-yarder. This is prime field goal miss range. There's no way this goes in. Nope. I swear if we lose this game. We had this game won at halftime. What OFL teams need a quarterback? Well, not many. Nobody really in the NFC East. Maybe the Eagles, but they have bigger needs. The Steamers need a quarterback. The Packers will need a quarterback. I would say the Snowhawks. I mean, Kyler Murray is just not good in this game. So I'd probably say the Snowhawks, debatably. The Sentinels, arguably, Tua's, The Saints, arguably, Jimmy Garoppolo's pretty meh. New England needs a quarterback, and then they have Kaepernick currently, who's going to be regressing because of age. The Bills, Stafford's not getting any younger. The Jets, Matt Ryan's not getting any younger. There are really not a lot of teams I can think of here. Debatably, the Chargers, they have some good young guys, though. Minshew's serviceable. The Titans, I mean, Teddy's having a good year, but everybody in that Titan system does well. And that's really all I can think of. There isn't like a team that like desperately needs a quarterback bet. Diablos need a better one. What? Really wanted Madden to have more foreigns. That would be fun. I mean, I don't know if we're ever going to have a team in those places, but that would be really fun. To relocate all over the world, that would be sick. I really hope they just revamp the relocation next year, so at least so to where it's like 2K. I mean, you can't necessarily make a team from like Tokyo, but you could name Alrighty, we are back after about 20-25 minutes of charging. Gotta get this ready in Discord, and then we will start. I know I said 5:45, but we're gonna be a little bit early. Okay, the audio is good. Alright, I'll probably wait about a minute, and then we will start again. So for those who forgot the situation in the game, we're up by 3 with about 4 minutes to go. The Chargers have it at hour 27, so they're trying to move down the field, potentially take their first lead of the game. We'll see if they can do it. Hopefully not, because this is probably their most important game of the year. What's good, Pokemon? What's good, Nick and Crockett? Welcome back, fellas. Alright, let's get back into it. Welcome back, Jack. Did some schoolwork while you waited. That was probably a smart idea. I was gonna do that, but then I didn't. So, oh well. Ooh, good sack to open things up by Jonathan Allen. I think my controller should be able to make it an hour and a half. I'd be surprised if it didn't, and I'd be sad. So, I don't see why it wouldn't work. Minshew launches a bomb, and it should have been intercepted. You beat the Snowhawks or Niners, so I'll root for you. Did we? Okay, so they're going to go from a punt. And it was a pretty bad punt at that, of a 26. Oof. Remember when you nearly traded for Fletcher Cox? That would have been nice right about now, although Fletcher Cox hasn't really done anything today. But that still would have been nice to get him out of the division. Alright, let's see if the Diablos can finish this one off strong. Our offense has not been very good in the second half. But that won't matter if we can just run the ball here and end the game. What a shank! Second and 6, back to Jacobs. He gets the first down. That's a big run. That's huge. Okay, so that'll bring us close to the 2-minute warning. This next play will be the final play before the 2-minute warning. Nearly traded for Minka. Imagine that, because, I mean, the Cardinals are a contender. I don't know why Arizona would do that. I mean, I guess if they got a ridiculous return, maybe. Chippendale will throw a touchdown or an interception. Well, I'm not convinced he'll throw the ball at all. I mean, maybe on a third down. This game likes to pass it on third down in shoe clock situations, so maybe. But I'm not convinced we'll see a pass out of him. And I hope we don't, because we have Josh Jacobs in the backfield. He doesn't need to throw it. Massive first down for Jacobs. Chargers are going to have to start calling their timeouts. Just keep feeding him the ball. Offering multiple firsts. Yeah, that's a pretty big offer. Didn't happen because the Cardinals were contending, but in the offseason, that's interesting. Jacobs, what a spin move. Okay, now a first down officially ends the game. Reggie Peters, Fletcher Cox, Kenny Clark, and Dexter Lawrence would be sweet. That wouldn't be too bad. That would be pretty frightening, to be honest. Good thing we don't have to play that defensive line twice a year. Back to Jacobs. That's game because the Chargers are out of timeouts. Alrighty, so all we have to do is kneel the ball. Let's not get fancy. Let's just end the game. Kneel it. Okay, we know we got a 4-yard run on 2nd and 2. Oh, okay. Well, we won the game. I guess we just knelt it. Alrighty, good stuff. Good win. A little bit too close for comfort there at the end. But 7-5, we pretty much control our own destiny to make the playoffs. We should make it. All about us throwing the ball well in the first half, and the second half it was about us running the ball. Chippendale was good. He did throw the interception. I think he was better than... Well, I mean, Minshew was pretty good. They were both impressive. Josh Jacobs was very good down the stretch. Our run defense was quite good. Christian Kirk had a big game. Elmer scored. Hockenson scored. Quiet game for Juju. That's not ideal. 13 tackles for Dante Hightower. Sacks for Allen, Garrett, and Trufant. Interception for Rodney McLeod. Already. We've only been live for 5 minutes, but it's already time for the suspense for everybody. Not for me, though. We don't have to worry. We already got the win. But time to see what happens around the rest of the league. And then we will be doing Week 14 today. You guys wanted to see it, so we're doing it. I don't think I have to do anything, do I? No, I don't believe so. Time to sim. What will happen in the playoff landscape of the league? Alrighty, here we go. Time for the fun. Starting with the Dolphins. Can they get their 5th win and potentially tie their way for first place in the division? Jesus Christ, they do. The Miami Dolphins have 5 wins, and Riley Painter is back. Playoffs are realistic for the Dolphins, and the Ravens look like they're in prime position to get one of the top picks in the draft. Drew Lock was not great. Case Keenum wasn't either, but Painter is back, and the Dolphins are on a 3-game win streak. Nice amount of rushing yards for Gus the Bus. Arnold finds the end zone. So does Kenyon Drake. Drake Kendrick with a good game, the 3rd overall pick in last year's draft. Touchdowns for DJ Caldwell and Matt Breida. If the Miami Dolphins make the playoffs, that would be hilarious. I mean, the Dolphins are a good team. They just haven't been good this year. And once their quarterback hurts and they start to tank is when they win games. Eagles. Do they lose again? They beat Dallas again. 17-0. Matt Woodard started today, too, for the Cowboys, and they scored 0. The X Factor, Woodard, was bad. The Eagles they're trying to kill their own tank. They're trying to kill their own tank. Dallas, I think, only has 3 or 4 wins, so Dallas is in the mix for the top pick. The Eagles, the Ravens. Probably not the Dolphins. DeAndre Hopkins, 6 catches for 66 yards. I think he's the devil. Dolphins are looking scary, yeah, but, I mean, they're red hot with Case Keenum. What are they going to do with Painter? Saw a news report that said 2 of the top defensive battles, 2 of the top defenses. Yeah, I saw that too, so I don't know if that signals anything. Deshaun Hand, 2 sacks. And an interception for Jonathan Jones. Niners beat the Snowhawks. I told you guys San Francisco's better than this team in overtime. So the Cardinals do leave a division no matter what happens. Kyler was actually very good, though. Okay, Kyler has his bad weeks, but I guess he has his good weeks, too. Dak was very solid as well. Both teams ran it pretty nicely. Where's Eckler? Oh, Eckler's hurt. That's right, I forgot. Vernon Carter with a big game at the tight end position. Touchdowns for Larry Maxwell, Deebo Samuel, Foster Moreau, and Myles Gaskin. It's an odd group. Did the Diablos win? We did end up winning, yes. Hope it means the defense kicked rear end and took names. Can Jacksonville keep the hot streak alive? They don't. They lose to the Raiders. This is not ideal for us. Looks like Jacksonville's actually going to make a run for the playoffs. Now, probably not. The Raiders should, though. Eddie Small was solid. Rushing touchdowns for C. Bush, Carlos Hyde, Joe Burrow, and Roosevelt Rosenthal. Big game for Justin Jefferson. Brandon Ayuk scores along with Tyler Kroft. Sacks for Carter and Guy. And an interception for Carl Joseph. Jets beat the Bengals 28-10. So the Jets are still projected to make the playoffs, because they were anyway. Matt Ryan and Lamar Jackson were both pretty mediocre. Derrick Henry scores twice. Any team at or under 500 is basically out of the playoffs in the NFC and the AFC. You have 5 wins, you're in. Big game for Golladay. So the Dolphins are not winning their division at the moment. because the Jets now have 6 wins. And you'll have to see about Buffalo, too. Geno Atkins with 3 sacks. Wow. Lions lose to the Packers, 35-23. So, Nick, you get your wish that Detroit loses, but unfortunately for you, Green Bay wins. Aaron Rodgers was good. Jameis Winston was not good. Kirk Cousins threw a touchdown. 2 rushing scores for Jerry Madden. And Green Bay remains red hot. They've won like 5 or 6 in a row at this point. So Packers should make the playoffs as a wild card team. Lions, I think they were out already, so the Lions are not looking good to make the playoffs at the moment. 2 sacks for Ryan Kerrigan. Carolina gets another win. They beat the Sentinels on the road, 27-13. Carolina, I think, now has 9 wins. Good game for Baker Mayfield. Tua Tagovailoa sacked 5 times. No one was really all that impressive running the ball. Big game for Michael Thomas. 2 touchdowns for Tommy Knighton. That's an odd player to do it, but okay. Andrew Thomas allowed 2 sacks. Who had the big day for Carolina? Was it Donald? Donald had 1.5 along with Marcus Davenport. Ready to lose to Ian. I guess that game's coming up soon. Yeah, Rams are almost here. Call Jameis Madden because he sucks, and there's been almost no development throughout his career. Damn. 27-3. The Thunderbirds stomp on New England. So the Patriots are now last place in the East. Toronto, the first team to double-digit wins. They are now 10-2. Well, you saw an L, but it wasn't for your team, I guess. Chris Carson scores. Jamison Crowder with a touchdown. Evan Engram scores. So, Toronto is pretty much in, at least as a wild card now. Probably. Have you gotten to the Chiefs? We have not gotten to the Chiefs yet. Alright, Rams are next. And they lose to the Caps, 24-7. So, Columbus gets their 9th win. Nobody scored in the second half. That's so odd. The Rams scored a touchdown in the first quarter. The Caps scored 24 in the second and didn't do anything after that. Welcome back, Pog. We have not seen... Oh, my God! Justin Herbert completed 8 passes. Is this the worst quarterback stat line we've seen? Jesus Christ. This is... I mean, Wentz wasn't even good, but my Lord. Justin Herbert went 8 for 23 and 3 interceptions for a QB rating of 12.8. Good Lord, that is terrible. They didn't even run the ball all that well. I mean, Montgomery scored. The Rams are what? 500 now? I think they're 500 now. Yeah, the Rams are still a good team, but Jesus Christ. Rigo was quiet. I mean, everybody on the Rams offense was quiet, to be fair. So how about this Columbus defense? 2 sacks for TJ Watt, interceptions for Nickel Roby-Coleman, Marcus May, and Casey Hayward. Herbert playing like a blind Jamarcus Russell. We already saw the Ravens. Saints. They beat the Bulldogs, so this is a very good week for the Caps. They won and the Bulldogs lost, so Columbus should clinch the division pretty much any day now. Rams in 4th at 500. Yeah. OFL wildcard, Josh Allen said... Yeah, you're right. That Josh Allen game was worse. But that was probably the worst quarterback performance of OFL 21. That would probably be true. Garoppolo and Watson were both pretty mediocre. Jordan Howard, 7 carries, 15 yards, and 3 touchdowns. What an odd stat line. Nice amount of receiving yards for Zay Jones. Touchdown for Eric Ebron. Okay, that's unrealistic. Jesper Holstead. Was that his name? I've never heard of that guy in my life. And he's probably still better than Ebron. 2 sacks for Bradley Chubb. Being the NFC West having flashbacks of Charlie in the trees. I don't get that reference at all. Steamers, I believe, are next. Yes. They lose to the Bills, so Buffalo now has 6 wins, too. Gotta go see you, Ian. Stafford and Rosen were both okay. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Deontay Melton, and Lynn Bowden all find the end zone. Big game for Michael Pittman. Marquise Goodwin scores as well. Josh Allen with a pick. Why is Josh Allen going in coverage? 6 wins. Have they clinched a playoff spot in the AFC yet? That's so true. Steelers lose to the Cougars, so the Cougars are probably any day away from clinching their division too. The Cougars, the Thunderbirds, and the Caps have all probably either clinched or will clinch this week with a win, if I were to guess. Mookie Gray probably with his worst career game. Daniel Jones did all he needed to do. Nick Chubb over 100 yards. Joe Mixon, Dave Haynes, and Dakota Atkinson all score. Adam Troutman finds the end zone for Chicago. Texans, how does Russell Wilson do? They beat the Chiefs. Diablos are now in sole possession of first place. Russell Wilson threw for 3 touchdowns. Isaiah Thomas probably had his worst game of his career. 2 picks, 38.4 rating, or 38.1 rating. I feel like Isaiah Thomas has been worse since he was upgraded. That's so odd. That is really weird. Isaiah Thomas did run for a touchdown. DK Metcalf, Travis Kelce, Nick Boyle, and Sammy Watkins all score. So the Chiefs are now 6-6, and the Texans are now 7-5. Houston could still win this division. 2 picks for Teron Johnson. It's almost like Russell Wilson is good at being a quarterback. Titans lose to the Colts, so Indy remains on top of the South. Them and the Cougars are now at 8 wins. Jared Goff did what he needed to do. Teddy was not that impressive. So the Colts defense must have played well. Phillip Lindsay, 8 carries, 113 yards, and a touchdown. Nice amount of yards for Saquon Barkley. Chris Thompson, I had a brain fart on his name. He scores. Who drafted Russell Wilson? The Texans did, but he's a backup now because they want to start Colbert. And Colbert's not been half bad until he got hurt. I see a 2.5 for Matthew Ioannidis. Your team either scores 20 or 50. We already saw the Bengals. They lost, yeah. Bills won. Bucks beat the Cardinals. Okay. Despite a late effort from Arizona scoring all 21 of their points in the 4th quarter. So the Cardinals and Bucks, I think, are both at 8 wins. Arizona still leads the West. Alexei Smirnov was okay. He wasn't terrible, but he wasn't great. Jordan Love was decent. Christian McCaffrey led the way from the Bucks, though. Reggie Rutledge scores. Devontae Adams, Christian McCaffrey all find the end zone. Who had 3 tackles for loss? Devon Godshaw. Okay. Why have you thrown more picks? I don't know. That's an odd question. Is that everybody? That's everybody, yeah. Okay. So that means Columbus is back to number 2. I think they were ahead of Carolina, so yeah. Let's take a look here at... Nobody's clinched still. Huh. I figured at least somebody would. AFC North. The Cougars need to win and have the Bengals lose. And I don't know the tiebreaker situation here. So the Cougars pretty much have the AFC North locked. The Colts are a game ahead of the Texans. The Bills and the Jets are still tied for first, but the Dolphins are making a run, and Riley Painter's back. Diablo's now in first place of the West. In the North, the Thunderbirds need to win, and they're good, or have the Packers lose. Toronto's won 5 in a row. Green Bay's won 6 in a row. Wow. NFC South, Carolina's a game ahead of the Bucks. Saints trying to compete for their playoff lives. The Caps need to win or have the Bulldogs lose, and they're good. So Toronto and Columbus should clinch their divisions this week. Maybe the Cougars as well. Cardinals still lead the West despite losing, but not by much. How's the tank situation going? The Eagles are still projected to get the number 1 pick. Cowboys 2, Ravens 3, Sentinels, Pats, Steelers not too far behind, and pretty much everybody else is competing for a playoff spot. All right, let's take a look at the playoff picture, then players of a week, and then we can move to week 14. Okay, so doesn't look like a whole lot has changed here for the most part. Yeah, really nothing has changed. Except for maybe a few seedings. I think these are all the same teams. Okay. Not much to talk about there. Packers is the lone team you haven't played a second time. Huh. Well, I guess if you beat them, you'll clinch the division. Players of the week, Christian McCaffrey, Ryan Kerrigan, Saquon Barkley, and Teron Johnson. Alright, fellas, my phone is super low. I have to plug it in. I'll be back in a minute. So, stay safe. Week 14 time. So who's home? This Colts-Chiefs game is really a big one, especially for Kansas City. They have a shot of missing the playoffs. All right, the Chiefs are home. So Siri, give the number between 1 and 2.
The answer is 2.
2. We'll be using the Chiefs. I don't know if Crockett is here right now, but if you are, you can pick your jerseys. You rather play the Caps than anybody in your division? The Caps are better than the Rams for sure. They're better than the Snowhawks for sure, and I'd say they're better than the Niners too. So probably not. Kind of want a low seed so you can embarrass Nick in the divisional. Can't wait till the conference championship. All right, if Crockett is not here, I mean the Chiefs don't really have any cool throwbacks. So okay, Crockett is here. Cool. We can do regular homes. We can do color rush. We can do all. This is literally their same jerseys, or you could do the one with Texas on it. So do you want the Texas jerseys or do you want the home jerseys pretty much? Or color rush? White Texas helmets. Okie dokie. Is that the AFL anniversary? Yes, I guess that would be the away. So this is what you want? All white Texas helmet. X Factors, Saquon Barkley, Keenan Allen, and Billy Costigan. Superstars, Chris Godwin, Mitchell Schwartz, Dave DeCastro, Trent Williams. Wow, I didn't realize the Chiefs had 4 offensive linemen. Darius Leonard, Nick Boyle, Isaiah Thomas, and Scooter Young. Rather play the Cougars over any playoff team in the NFC? I would probably agree with that, to be honest. Watch a team in the AFC win the OFL. Well, that'd be so funny. Bucks are the first team out of your division to play you and I guess win, is what you're trying to say here. Out of division to beat me. Okay, I figured. God damn it, English. I love how they're comparing Vita Vea to a 62. Kevin Strong, the Lion legend. Is he still on our roster? I have no clue. NFC West better than the whole AFC. Well, the Cardinals are better than anyone in the AFC. So there's that. Here we go. Week 14 is here. Kansas City 6-6. Still projected to make the playoffs, but they kind of need to win some games. The Colts are 8-4. They're only 1 game ahead of the Texans for first place in their division. So Indy could use a win too. The Colts should clinch the postseason pretty much no matter what, but they could use some wins here. Thunderbirds are 6-0 at home. Jeez, I didn't realize you were undefeated at home. So yeah, that number 1 seed would be nice. Here's the Colts offense led by the man, the myth, the legend, Jared Goff, who's had a pretty good season. This is a very important game for both teams, yeah. NFC West evenly dispersed throughout the AFC. All 4 would make it in. You're probably right about that. I mean, at least 3, but, I mean, I think the Rams would probably make it depending on the division. Okay, that's a start. Saquon Barkley with a big run of 17. He's probably going to have a big game today. I mean, the Chiefs' strength definitely is not their defense, so.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Indianapolis.
Bucks Lions, that's kind of interesting. On the bottom there. I didn't realize they were playing against each other. Nice throw by Goff up the middle. For who's this gentleman? Is that Auden Tate? Ooh, Bills and Jets for first place in the East. What if they tie? That'd be the most AFC East-like thing. A tie. Welcome to the stream, Boomy. You guys lost to the Dolphins. Your tank is still going strong. I think the Ravens are currently projected to get the 3rd pick of the moment. So, all aboard the tank. It's bad when a whole NFC division could make it in if they were in the AFC. I mean, that's just how bad the AFC is. I mean, how many good teams are there in the AFC? The Colts are good. The Cougars are good. I'd say we're good. Outside of that, maybe the Texans, maybe the Chiefs, and that's about it. Everybody else sucks. I guess the Raiders aren't terrible. Green Bay plays Memphis. That's a tough game for Packer. I mean, Memphis isn't that good, but, I mean, they're no gimme. Who do the Thunderbirds play again? Oh, the Rams, that's right. I mean, that's not an easy game, but Justin Herbert just had a passer rating of like 12, so... Colts unable to score a touchdown. They're going to settle for the field goal. It's hot rod time. 41-yard attempt for Blankenship, and it is money. Call your game versus the Snowhawks. I wouldn't call it a must-win because you guys should still make the playoffs, or at least be in a position to make the playoffs if you lose. But for the sake of winning the division, yeah, that's a very important game. Now we get to see Kansas City with the ball. Isaiah Thomas has not been the same player since he was upgraded. He's actually been worse, which, you know, doesn't make a lot of sense. But Madden in general does not make a lot of sense. So we'll see what he can do here in a watched game. Thomas not quite as good as his rookie year, but still very solid. Herbert gonna dot us up if I could see it. That'd be funny. That would be wild after how badly he played last week against the Cavs. Gain of nothing for the running back, and Charles Omenihu, I think he's a starter for the Colts. That's not the best of news for them. Is he going to the locker room though? That's the question. He is not. Okay, so that means he's totally fine. Were they lifting his leg up to look at his balls? Is that what they were doing? Probably not. They were probably trying to stretch his leg, but it looked like they were looking at his nuts. I don't know. There's Rashad Penny for about 5. I feel like you're going to miss the playoffs. That'd be heartbreaking after barely missing out last year to miss out again when you guys are probably one of the 4 or 5 best teams in the league with likely, if I were to guess, the MVP of the league at quarterback. 3rd down, the Colts got to stop. That's Billy Costigan, the rookie, out of Eastern Michigan. Who brings down Keenan Allen? Are we going to get a what a punt? It looks like we will. What a punt! Down to the 5. I don't know who the Chiefs punter is, but that was a beauty. Who's better, Costigan or Mike? Well, Costigan's better for the future because he's like 22. But ratings-wise, I mean, Miles Jack is... I'm not going to act like I know either of their, like, season stats because I don't. But, I mean, Miles Jack is higher rated, so if I were to pick someone to help me win a championship this year, it'd probably be Miles Jack. But long-term, obviously, I'd pick Costigan. Both your wild card and division magic numbers are at 2. Wouldn't it be less than 2? You guys, all you guys have to do is win, and then you clinch the division. Because you guys have... Wait, hold on. No, I might be wrong. You guys have to win. Wait, the Packers are 7. Yeah, all you guys have to do is win. Okay. Or wait, no, I'm dumb. No, you guys are 10-2, and the Packers are 7-5. Yeah, so it is 2. I can't do math today. That took a while for me to figure out, but yes, you're right, it is 2. I thought it was 1 for some reason. But the Packers only have 5 losses, so. Shaking my head, stay in school. Nice sack for Blake Cashman. 2 wins is what you need to make it in. Yeah, 10 wins should probably make it, but I mean, again, in the NFC, I guess you never know. Good start for Saquon. He's been pretty good today. And he's probably the best running back in the league, at least this season. Him and Goff are arguably the best backfield in the OFL right now. I mean, it's debatable, but they're definitely, I would say, top 5. Back to Saquon. He actually, that was incomplete, so. Or no, it was complete, but he lost yards. Seahawks lost in a Cardinals win with a Niners loss would about clinch the division. For the most part, yeah. Then all you guys would have to do is win. If you lose, but both the Lions and Seahawks lose, you clinch a wild card. I mean, I'm not entirely sure because I know there are a lot of NFC teams like stuck in the middle, but that might be true. IT incomplete. You would still be in it. I'm dumb. Damn it, Nick, stay in school. I'm kidding. Or maybe I'm not. I don't know. I guess we'll never know. 2nd and 10. IT. Again, that pass wasn't even close. Why is he so bad as a 79 overall, but he's so good as a 70? This does not make any sense. 3rd down. Thomas gonna yeet it, and it's caught by Keenan Allen. 80 yards to the house for a Chiefs touchdown. Okay. Well, that's something. Kansas City takes the lead just like that. Their offense was doing nothing, and then boom. IT launches a prayer. And Greedy Williams just had bad, I think that was Greedy Williams, just with bad footwork there. So Kansas City's up with a minute to go in the first quarter. What a dot by Isaiah. That's the IT we all know and love. We've gotten a lot more yeets this year than last year. Not that we've gotten a ton of yeets this year, but we've gotten more than last year, which is good. Good return by the Colts. They started at 36. Comparing the AFC to the NFC is comparing George Kittle and Eric Ebron. That's so true.
At their own 36-yard line.
We can't, this isn't Twitch, but we can always go back and watch, unlike Twitch, because YouTube doesn't delete streams. So.
The pass. Complete to Chris Godwin.
Does Chris Godwin lead the league in yards? He probably does. I mean, we were talking about how this is a top 5 backfield, but if, I mean, we have the love triangle of Goff, Barkley, and Godwin. That might be the best QB running back receiver trio in the league. I mean, Barkley's the best running back. Godwin's probably been the best receiver this year, and Goff is, I would say, been a top 10 quarterback, so yeah. You've been on the Eric Ebron hate train for about a month. Well, welcome to the club. I don't know how many seats there are because there are a lot of people on the train. Hot chocolate is good. Nice, nice.
That's the end of the first quarter.
First quarter in the books. I think the Colts have been the better team, but the Chiefs had that beauty by Isaiah Thomas to take the lead. Watching Twitch on the side. Cool. Cool beans. Colts start the second quarter past midfield, so they can do some damage. And they still have a nice run from Jared Goff.
The pass. Steven Nelson.
F Eric Ebron. All my homies hate Eric Ebron.
Gain of 13 yards.
I mean, I usually like former Lions for the most part, but Ebron's just, ugh. And now the whole world kind of knows why this year, why Lions fans absolutely hate this man's guts. Okay, maybe hate's a strong word. I don't hate him as a human being, but I hate him as a football player. And I mean, I don't like him as a human being. I mean, he needs to keep his mouth shut sometimes. Why do I hate Ebron? Because, I mean, A, he was a bust for us, and we could have picked Aaron Donald. But more so because he acts like he's elite when he's not, and he's cocky, and he doesn't mouth shut. Like, if he sucked, but at least was, like, humble about it, then I wouldn't really have a problem with him. But he's not.
First and goal, Indianapolis.
He's just annoying. He's just all talk exactly. Snowhawks versus Cardinals is a bit, well, the people wanted this game. Well, actually, the people wanted the Diablos and the Cougars, mainly, but I don't know if you guys wanted to see the Diablos 2 weeks in a row, although I wouldn't have minded it. Good touchdown for Saquon. I imagine the Cardinals and Snowhawks game was on the poll. There were a bunch of good games this week, I think. Toronto and the Rams is a good game. Columbus and London could clinch the Caps v East. What was the other game we had? Oh, that was it. I just listed them all. Okay, yeah, but we had some good games.
Rodrigo Blankenship to kick off for Indianapolis.
Being on the Steelers hurts him for me. I mean, the Steelers aren't the most liked team, and even Steelers fans, I feel like, are starting to turn on him a little bit. Just like Lions fans and just like Colts fans, the Steelers are turning on him. Juju and Chase are just cans. Well, I mean, at least for... No, I don't know if I call them cans. I don't know if I call them divas, per se. I mean, Chase Claypool's only been in the league 1 year. So with the leader of the TikTok crew probably not there next year, assuming Juju lands somewhere else, I wonder how Chase Claypool and the rest of that team will act. I mean, Ebron's not going to act any different, but... Is Cavs coming today, or Cavs will be the upload today? A garbage can better than Big Dead. I mean, the second half of the year, yeah. Roughing the passer on Vita Vea, that's a pretty big deal. F everybody on the Steelers. You sure about that, Chief? What did Big Ben... Oh, wait, Big Ben did that one thing about 10 years ago that we do not discuss here because, yeah, we just don't discuss. Claypool's a Maple man, and he's also a TikToker, so... IT with a strike over to Nick Boyle for a first down, and the Chiefs' offense is starting to find a groove a little bit. This looks like their first, actually good drive. I mean, they had the touchdown, but it was an 80-yard bomb, so... Don't know why teams would want Juju. Juju's 24. If I had a choice for the Lions between Kenny Golladay and Juju Smith-Schuster, I would pick Juju in a heartbeat. Galladay's the better player, but Galladay's 3 years older than him. And, I mean, Juju's not great. I mean, clearly he's not the same player without Antonio Brown next to him. And I think Juju isn't meant to be a number one. I think he's meant to be, a really good number two. But, I mean, if you factor in age and production, I would pick Juju over Golladay without even thinking about it. For the long term, not for the short term, but obviously for the long term is what I'm saying. Because Juju is sneaky young and Golladay is sneaky old. So... I mean, I wouldn't call Juju cancerous. I mean, just because he makes TikToks and seems annoying, I wouldn't call that cancerous, per se. I mean, people were annoyed by him dancing on the field, but I wouldn't call that cancerous. IT going deep, incomplete, but that's going to be pass interference on the Colts. So that'll bring the Chiefs, I think, to the 1. Or half a... No, it brings them to the 1. You'd pick Shepard over... That's a little bit wild. Sterling Shepard is not... anywhere near Kenny Golladay. Although if Galladay's not back in Detroit, I mean, the Giants are kind of a likely landing spot. But Sterling Shepard's nowhere close to Golladay. DJ Moore is not top 10. Let's put the pipe down. He's probably top 20, but he's not... Do you want me to name 10 better receivers right now? Because I'll do it. I mean, DJ Moore's good. I wouldn't call him top 10. There's a touchdown for Rashad Penny. And the Chiefs are back on top. You'd pick OBJ and Juice overall. I mean, Odell Beckham is better than DJ Moore. He's better than Golladay. He's better than Juju. He's better than Shepard. I don't know if I'd say Landry's better than all this guys. Landry's better than Shepard. Landry's not better than Golladay. He's not better than Moore. Is he better than Juju? Probably for right now, I would say yes. DJ Moore's probably in the top 20. But he's not top 10 now.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 25.
Lions are going to... I think we will franchise tag Golladay, but if he does go... And we might tag and trade him. So if Galladay's on a new team next year, my best guess would probably be the Giants. Which, for his sake, I mean... I feel like Golladay needs a quarterback with a strong arm. And I mean, Daniel Jones kind of has a strong arm, but I feel like Golladay needs a quarterback with a particular set of skills, like in Matthew Stafford. Sterling Shepard's always hurt. Sterling Shepard's not top 50. I mean, maybe he's a top 50 receiver, but he's an okay NFL player, but he's not, like, spectacular. Galladay's not, if Galladay's not worth a first-round pick. If we were to trade Galladay for a first-round pick, I would be tickled pink. You might not, you could draft Waddle. I mean, you could draft Jalen Waddle, but, I mean, I remember the Giants were linked to Galladay at the trade deadline, and I don't think the Giants are going to lock themselves into drafting a certain player in March. I thought that was going to be picked. Because there's a good shot Jalen Waddle is not on the board at 11. So, Kyle Pitts makes sense. I don't think Kyle Pitts will honestly be on the board at 11. I feel like Kyle Pitts is going to go top 10. Whether he should or shouldn't, I probably think he should. Ooh, they didn't get that first down. Chiefs get the stop. But, I mean, I guess there's a good shot one of Waddle or Pitts will be on the board at 11. So there's a good chance the Giants could get one. Giants should pick any of the top 3 receivers or Kyle Pitts. All 4 of those guys would be great. Are we going to get another what a punt? What a punt! Down to the 3. Both punters have had punts inside the 5 today. Curtis Samuel's an underrated receiver, and that's not... I agree, he is. He had a really good year this year. He's going to get paid by somebody. I feel like he's going to get overpaid because he's not like a legit #1 guy, and I think he could get paid like it. Panthers picking Kyle Pitts would be pretty deadly with DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and the cat. That would be nasty. And I think that's possible if they don't pick Trey Lance. I think Kyle Pitts would make a lot of sense there. Want Washington to get Bateman? If the GMs are smart, Rashad Bateman will not be on the board. He is a beast. But, I mean, if he is on the board, you guys should just run the card up to the commissioner. That'd be a steal. Him and Terry McLaurin together, sheesh. That would be a great pick. Oh, hey, Husker, welcome. Had badly. Did you get toasted in week 13? You guys actually won. No, wait, did you? Yeah, you did win. Yeah, you beat the Snowhawks. Right? I'm pretty sure San Francisco won. Yeah, the Niners did win. Okay. Panthers should either pick Kyle Pitts or trade up to 2 to get Wilson. I think the Jets are just going to lock themselves into Wilson, as they probably should. I think trading up to 3 for the Panthers is a lot more realistic for Justin Fields. And I think Wilson's a little bit better than Fields as a prospect, but, I mean, Justin Fields would be a great consolation prize. And, I mean... Trey Lance's stock is just confusing. I mean, someone could trade up for him in the top 5, but he could go in, like, the teens. The high teens. I don't see him passing, like, 13 in that ballpark. Exciting first half. The Chiefs are currently on top, 14-10. But I'd say this is anyone's game. Who starts the ball? I think Kansas City does. Yup. So the Chiefs have a little bit of an advantage here, but not by much. And the Colts are arguably the best team in the AFC, so this is anyone's game. That should have been picked. Chiefs are lucky. They need wide receiver. Who are you talking about who needs wide receiver? The Panthers don't really need a receiver. I mean, Curtis Samuel will be gone. Strip sack, by the way. The Colts have it. Vita Vea. But the Panthers have DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson, so they won't need to pick a receiver high. I mean, they could look at one later, but they won't pick one in the first round. They have way more needs. Quarterback's an option. Kyle Pitts is an option. Doesn't hurt to go O-line. And then they could still use some improvements on defense. And we know they like to draft defense. They only picked defensive players last year. So they won't pick a receiver even if Curtis Samuel's gone. Or at least not early. And they should. No way that's I didn't get a good look at it. But, hold on. I can go back on the stream. Hold on. Was that a fumble? Let me see. Looks like the Colts might score here. Hold on. Was that a fumble, though? Oh, yeah, that ball was clean out. That looks like a fumble. Need a right tackle because Taylor Moton. I mean, if Moton's gone, then maybe. But I think there's a good chance they franchise tag him. Trey Lance learning behind Teddy would be good. I think there are better spots for Lance because I feel like, I mean, Teddy's not great. So, I mean, there's a chance they could rush Trey Lance in, which is not good news for Trey Lance. But, if they start Teddy for the whole year and he can help mentor Trey Lance, then I guess that would be a good landing spot. Carolina certainly has the weapons, and they have a fine offensive line. I mean, they have some holes, but they also have some good players. Barkley for the touchdown. Colts are back up. Panthers better bring Moton back. They would be smart to franchise tag him. I mean, Curtis Samuel's a good player, but they need Moton more than they need Curtis Samuel.
Makes the score Colts 17, Chiefs 14. Rodrigo Blankenship to kick off for Indianapolis.
Please beat Arizona. Portland, if we finish with the same record, we'll hold tiebreaker. Against Portland? Yeah, I guess. Oh, and Arizona. Niners seem to do well in division games, and the Cardinals don't, which is odd. So the Niners could still certainly win. Defense tackle, because Kawan Short's gone. Yeah, I guess that's a need now. Player you really want is Zayden Collins. I mean, if he's on the board at 26, which to be honest he shouldn't, but if he's there, that's another pick that the Browns just have to run over to the commission. They just got they gotta have someone run down and hand him the card personally. Arizona is split against Portland. Okay. So you have the tiebreaker over Arizona, but the tiebreaker over Portland, I guess, gets complicated. That NFC West top three should be wild with how they finish, especially with the tiebreakers. I mean, Arizona looks like they're going to have the best record at the moment, or at least they do right now, but they seem to do the worst in division. And if there's a tie, then they probably won't get the tiebreaker. And the Snowhawks and Niners should make the playoffs. I mean, either the Niners, Snowhawks, Bucks, or Packers will miss out most likely. One of those teams is going to miss. Assuming everybody who's supposed to win their division does. So, things could get a little bit wild for the wild card. No pun intended. I did not mean to make that joke there. I mean, there are some teams like the Saints and the Lions who aren't that far behind at 6-6. Rams are 6-6. So, I mean, that NFC wildcard fight is wild. And the sad thing is all those teams would be in the AFC. Still on the board at 26. You will make a handmade card saying Browns pick Zayden Collins and run it over to Roger. How did that work? The Chiefs have had a few really lucky plays today. But, I mean, if you get luck, you win. Better beat the Snowhawks, or Madden hates you. I mean, you guys are 8-4. I wouldn't say Madden hates you. If you guys miss the playoffs this year, again, in heartbreaking fashion, then yeah, maybe I'd say Madden hates you. Play Portland, again in Week 15. Can't do worse than a split, but a sweep would be nice. Okay. That might be a good watch game for Week 15, because that could be very interesting. With all that game holds tiebreaker-wise, and not even tiebreaker-wise, I mean, for the wild card race and for the NFC West race if Arizona starts to suck. AFC 1 seed versus NFC 7 seed, who wins? Okay, so the Cougars versus, I think the Niners are the 7 seed. I think the Niners are probably a little bit better than the Cougars. You'll probably lose to Dallas because EA and none of this will matter. If you guys lose to Dallas, that would be... I mean, Dallas, all their wins are against good teams. But they've also lost to the Eagles twice, who are the worst team in the league. So, I mean, with Dallas, you never really know. And knowing Huskers' luck, I really would not call the Niners beating the Cowboys a guarantee. Portland is 7. Okay, Portland is 7, you guys are 6. So, yeah, I would say the Cougars are probably better than the Seahawks. I just don't trust Kyler Murray for the life of me. Kyler's good in watch games, which bodes well for them in the playoffs. But in the sim, he's just way too up and down.
First and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
And then the Packers, I don't really know how to feel about them because obviously they lost last year in the playoffs, but they won 6 in a row. It's sad that the 6th seed could beat the 1 seed. It is.
Complete to Robbie Anderson.
But that makes the NFC and AFC playoffs super interesting because they're evenly matched. A lot of the best teams are fighting it out in the NFC, and a lot of the second-tier teams are fighting it out in the AFC, and then the OFL Bowl. I mean, anybody could realistically win that game, even if the NFC team will probably be the better team on paper.
That's the end of the third quarter. With the
Third quarter down, both teams have scored in each quarter. That's odd. Tied at 17, Colts have the ball. The AFC is like the NFC East. Jared Goff is 15 for 18. That's pretty good. Hopefully we see that in real life, wink wink.
a gain of 7. First down, Indianapolis.
Was that the same exact play? Like a 9-yard out to the left side for Godwin?
10 yards on
The AFC has really become mean. I'm going to be rooting for whoever makes it out of the AFC in the OFL Bowl just because that'd be hilarious, whether that's us or somebody else. After how much better the NFC was, having an AFC team win the championship, that'd be like poetic justice. AFC and the OFL is equivalent to the NBA Eastern. That's a very good comparison, yeah. The AFC is pretty much the East and the NFC is the West. That's actually a really good analogy. For this week, the NFC East had 9 wins, not counting the Caps. Eek. The Caps have 9 wins. No, the Eastern Conference is worse now than it was then. I mean, the Eastern Conference in real life has like 3 teams over 500. I mean, I can pull up the standings real quick. I mean, the Eastern Conference in the NBA is even more of a joke now than it was, which is kind of sad. I think probably every team in the West, except for Minnesota, would probably make the playoffs in the East. Whereas at least in the NFC, I mean, at least there are multiple teams who wouldn't make the playoffs in the AFC. I mean, not many, but like, the Eagles wouldn't, the Cowboys wouldn't, I don't think the Bulldogs would, the Sentinels probably wouldn't, the Steamers probably wouldn't. Okay, the Eastern Conference has the Sixers, the Nets, the Bucks, all over 500, and the Pacers are 1 game above 500. The West, okay, the West only has 8 teams over 500. I thought it'd be more, but I did not mean to press B there. I clicked the wrong button. Colts have it at 15. They're getting close. NFC West is better than the AFC's 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th seeds. You're not wrong. The Cardinals are better than the Cougars. The Niners, I would say, are better than us. Who is the 5th seed? I think it's the Texans. I think the Texans are a little bit better than Snowhawks, and the Rams are better than, I think, the Jets, yeah. Welcome back, Apple. You came at a good time because your team is in quite the game. Tied at 17. What just happened? Okay, Colts are going for a field goal. West only has 8 teams over 500. He says it's not like double the amount of teams in the East. You're not wrong, but I thought there'd be like 10. In comparison to the East, maybe only isn't a right word, but see, you're about to lose to the Chiefs, but you're winning. I mean, the Chiefs have gotten a few lucky plays today, but I think the Colts have really outplayed them. So, I mean, this is still anyone's game, but IT gonna launch a yeet bomb, and it's nearly caught by Keenan Allen. That would have been absolutely nuts if he had caught that.
Intended for Keenan Allen. Incomplete. Greedy Williams on coverage.
That would have been the play of the year, arguably. Wide open up the middle is Nick Boyle. All the Chiefs need is a field goal to tie it. Although I don't think they're thinking field goal with 4 minutes to go. They have plenty of time.
City Chiefs. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Chiefs need a win to keep control of their own destiny to make the playoffs. Colts need a win to keep their own destiny for the division. Vita Vea has 2.5 sacks today. That was a loss of 18. Like him, but DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson are better. I would say that's true, yeah. But Curtis Samuel is still a pretty darn good number 3. Are we going to get another yeet? We don't get a yeet on second down. It's a gain of 4. Third down and 24. There aren't many more quarterbacks in the league who are more courageous when it comes to throwing downfield than Isaiah Thomas. So, a yeet is possible here. I don't think we're going to get a check down. Did you guys win game 1? Yes, you did. You guys and the Texans won, so you're still a game ahead of them. We don't get a yeet. I mean, that was like a 15-yard pass. 4th and 25. You kind of have to go for it here.
Results in a 4th down.
Thomas, he was hit as he throws. It looked like he was trying to go deep, but the Colts sent too much pressure. So now all they have to do is chew clock with the best running back in the league.
It's a turnover on downs.
And they'll be able to finish this one off. There's still a good shot the Chiefs do make the playoffs, but it's not going to be as easy. Saquon already with the first down. That brings us to the 2-minute warning.
Barkley, the ball carrier. He was brought down at
The eye on his own teammate. I didn't even see that.
gain of 13 yards. First down, Indianapolis.
Handoff for Barkley. He gets a few. All they have to do is keep running it. If it's third down and like 4, you run the ball. Kind of wishing for the stop for drama. I mean, for our sake, a Colts win would probably be good. Although for seeding purposes, it wouldn't be good. But I think we just have to worry about clinching the division. They're going to throw it on 3rd and 5 unless we have like some crazy motion. Okay, I don't agree with this call for the Colts. But it works! That's the ball game and a face mask, I think. That was a late flag and it looked like a face mask animation. Yup. That's ball game. Does the clock stop, though? The clock might stop. Knowing this game, the Colts aren't going to need it. The clock does stop. So that was actually a heads-up play. Not that it really matters. Saquon does not get it. If I'm the Colts, I would just knee it on 2nd down and 3rd down. Just knee the ball. And that'll leave the Chiefs with like 20 seconds left. And they won't be able to do anything. You're leaving this... You can't leave them. I mean, I guess you can demand a release. But, I mean, that'd be odd time to do that. The Chiefs should still make the playoffs with how bad the wild card race is. 3rd and goal. A Barkley touchdown ends it. And he's in. Colts on top by 10. We might as well just simulate at this point, no? There's a minute left. The Colts are up by 10, and the Chiefs don't have any timeouts. Do you guys want to keep watching, or do you guys want to sim? I'm good either way. I mean, I guess there's still a mathematical shot the Chiefs win if they score, get an onside kick, and score again in a minute with no timeouts. But that's pretty darn unlikely. 1 vote for keep watching, 1 vote for sim. We'll keep watching until /if sim gets a lot of votes. 2 votes for keep watching. Game is over. I mean, it probably is over, but this would be one hell of a miracle if it does happen. Although, very unlikely. Demand a release. Who would... Well, I mean... The Chiefs don't have to cut you. You can demand a release and they can just bench you. So, I mean, you could, like, request a trade in the offseason, but now in week 14 of the season in the middle of the playoff run, that'd be weird. Oh, my word! Okay. Okay. Let's pump the brakes here, fellas. Let's pump the brakes. Chiefs do need the onside, but that was a quick drive. They do need to... if the Chiefs get the onside kick, I swear, You guys sure you want it? If the Colts recover the onside kick, we'll start simming because the Chiefs don't have any timeouts. Here we go. This is it. If Kansas City recovers the onside kick, that will be absolutely nuts. That was so close. The Kansas City an opportunity to get that. Wow. Okay, we got some fireworks here at the end. That was very close. You said sim and they scored. Oh, sim if they scored. Oh, well. Yeah. Once the Colts recover the onside kick, it was officially game over. So we can just sim, clearly. That was like a Brandon Bostic type play on the onside kick, where he literally had... The Chiefs guy could have picked it up. 29 rushing yards. What Kansas City needs is an actual running back. Their offensive line is good, their pass game is good, but they do not have a run game. Crockett, you got to tell your coach to get a damn running back in the offseason, because you guys do not have one. Isaiah Thomas rebounded. He played very well today. Jared Goff was pretty good, too. Exactly a 100 quarterback rating. He kicked the ball like it's soccer. Whoa, 3 touchdowns for Saquon. I didn't realize he had 3. Yeah, Rashad Penny, 11 carries, 29 yards. You guys need a running back. Who had the most yards? That would go to Keenan Allen. Allen and Ridley both caught, like, ridiculous bombs. 80 for Keenan, 72 for Ridley. Leading receiver for the Colts was Chris Godwin. Try to get a running back last off. Well, you guys need one soon. Because Rashad Penny is not cutting it as a starter. Todd Gurley would work. I mean, he's nothing spectacular, but, I mean, he's a starting caliber running back, something that the Chiefs don't have right now. The Cardinal legend. I guess, I mean, he was a good change of pace back for you last year. Cardinal legend. All that was missing was Indy pulling in Atlanta onside coverage. That would have been funny if they just did not go for... Jesus, he has 8 skill points. Well, I guess the Chiefs guys haven't done their upgrades yet, so you might want to do that. Alrighty, I'm going to keep myself suspensed, so we're not going to simulate on the Chiefs. Who do we want to simulate with? We'll simulate with a team like the Jaguars. The AFC South race isn't super interesting. I mean, I guess it is with the Colts and Texans, but the Colts winning puts them in pretty firm position here. All right, here we go. The Texans are remaining alive. They are 8-5. So maybe that division race is still close. Jacksonville beats the Eagles. The Eagles getting themselves closer to clinching the #1 pick. Jacksonville trying to stay alive in the playoff race. Buckley and Burrow were both pretty good. Time to clinch the division. Not. I mean, if you guys beat the Bulldogs, you're in. So, I mean, the Bulldogs aren't a very good team. Justin Jefferson was good again. David Njoku finds the end zone, along with Nyheim Hines. Braden Smith allows 2 sacks. I take on your Brian Burns did something. Chase Young had 1. Lorenzo Carter had 1. And no interceptions. Jets, they need a win. And they get it over the Bills. The Jets are now in first place of the East at 7-6. Matt Ryan, 400 yards and 3 touchdowns. You saw top defenses in Rams in the news report. Well, that's what they said about the Rams last week, and the Rams lost. So, but that's also what they said about you guys last week, and you guys won. Derrick Henry scores 2 touchdowns for Jamal Williams. The OFL is cutting years off my life with the suspense. Mohamed Sanu scores. A.J. Brown scores. O.J. the Juice Man Howard finds the end zone. Well, that's why I go team by team for the purpose of suspense. I'm not letting you guys see the results so easy. We got to add some flair and some fireworks. Lions, they played a good team. They played the Bucks. And they lose. Okay, so the Lions are probably not going to make the playoffs. The Bucks are now 9-4. Yeah, Tampa Bay should make it at least as a wild card. But in the NFC, you never know. 6 sacks allowed on Jameis Winston. See, I just assume I'll lose every game because EA, and it helps you not to get nervous. If you don't go in with good expectations, you can't be disappointed. That's a good way to look at it. Aaron Nash for rookie of the big game. Devin Funchess, Terry McLaurin, Teddy Taylor. Yeah, I cannot speak. Taylor Gabriel. And Christian McCaffrey all score. Lions, I don't think, could have won the division anyway, because they were already at 6. Oh, wait, no. No, you're right, because the Lions had 6 losses, and the Thunderbirds had 10 wins. So I guess the Lions could have, but now they can't. You had one job to not tamp it down to the pecking order, and you couldn't do it. More nervous because you're expecting to lose? I feel like you'd be more nervous if you expect to win. The win streak stays alive for the Packers. They have now won 7 straight, defeating the Steamers. So Green Bay is now 8-5, and I don't think Toronto can clinch the... Hold on. What did Toronto do against Green Bay earlier? So, okay, Toronto has won once, and they play again. So Toronto cannot clinch the division today. I imagine they can probably clinch a playoff berth with a win. But Green Bay is continuing to play great football after like week 6 when they were 1-5. I don't think anyone expected them to be in this position, but here they are. Panthers. I don't remember who they played. I think their game was on the poll. Am I wrong? I might be. They played the Saints. Okay, so it wasn't. And they beat the Saints. So that is how many wins in a row? 6. Carolina is red hot. They are now 10-3. I think they're like 10-1 in their last 11 or something. EA loves Green Bay. I don't know if I'd say loves. I mean, I guess EA likes Green Bay. Weird to trash talk. You guys have been trash talking with each other the past 2 weeks. How would it be weird to talk trash now? Saints might be done, so what are they? Yeah, 6-7. So pretty much 7 losses for teams like the Lions and the Saints. For the most part, knocks them out, yeah. New England, I don't remember who they played, but they beat the Dolphins. Right when Riley Painter comes back is when the Dolphins start to lose again. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. Riley Painter was okay in his first game back. Wasn't great, wasn't bad either, but the Dolphins were on a 3-game win streak with Case Keenum. So yeah, the Dolphins are now pretty much out of playoff contention. Henry Ruggs with the only rushing touchdown. Okay, that's a little bit odd. New England is 5-8. Knowing Alpo, they'll still sneak in, but that is still pretty unlikely. Only division losses to Ian, not too bad. But it's to Ian, though. I wouldn't say a garbage can is better. I mean, Painter wasn't that bad today. Ooh, Chargers beat the Raiders. This is good news for us. So, everybody in the AFC West is under 500 except for us right now. So if we win, we're pretty much good for the division. Yeah, we'll check. We usually check injuries at the end. Gardner Minshew and Eddie Small were both okay. Oh, Big Sad. Oh, I'm blind. Okay. That is Big Sad. 2 touchdowns for Seabush. Where did I get not too bad? I mixed together sad and big, I guess. I don't know. I must have just not taken a good look at it. Or maybe I instinctively said not too bad because that's not too bad having like a 4-1 in division record or something. But losing to Ian is still big sad. 8-5 is basically in your division. Must be nice. Can't say the same about the NFC West. Oh snap! Rams beat the Thunderbirds 28-7. See me that L. There you go, Nick. You got that L. Justin Herbert went from completing like 30% of his passes to completing 72%. So the Rams are still in it at 7-6. The Thunderbirds fall to 10-3. You really lost to Ian. Why is Ian beating all the good teams? I guess because his team isn't half bad. I'd like to see all the teams who the Rams have beaten because it's all pretty much good teams. Yeah, this game was a blowout. I mean, Nick's team didn't even make it close. Alright, the Rams have beaten the Saints. They're a solid team. San Francisco's a good team. The Raiders are okay. The Snowhawks are good. Diablos are good. The Chiefs are alright. And Toronto's probably the best team in the league right now. The Bengals really in the playoff mix. Did Tua get hurt? Looks like Tua got hurt. Uh-oh. Nick Chubb was very good. Dave Haynes scores twice. Dropped a suplex on Toronto from the upper deck. Oh, so it's for everybody? What's YouTube doing? I'm not having an issue. Hold on. What is YouTube doing? The internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. Yeah, okay, so it's me. Is it working? I think it's working. But yeah, it's me. It's not you guys. Snowhawks. Ooh, this is a big game. They beat the Cardinals. No way. Okay. Arizona cannot win the big division games. So both of these teams are now 8-5. Okay, this just got real interesting. Whoa, Kyler. Kyler heard me talking bad about him all day. And he throws for 4 touchdowns. Smirnov not on his A game. Wow. I did not see that one coming at all. Kamara and Gurley both score in the loss. Larry Maxwell scores 2 for Mecole Hardman. It's out of sync? Yeah, I think it is. Because my stream is like a good 30 seconds back. Hold on. I'm confusion. Are we going to look at standings? Yes, we will. Hold on. Yeah, it's been laggy for me. This is so weird. Huh, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. This is odd. Oh, well. Is, like, the audio off, too? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. This is odd. Oh, well. Yeah, it's, like, not synced. That's so weird. Huh. Gotta love technology. Steamers, we saw there. I guess we can try to do the best that we can. Restart. Honestly, that might just be the best bet. I mean, we only have like 5 minutes left, but yeah, I guess I'll restart the stream and I'll be back in like 1 minute. So I will see you all.